Tanaka-kun is Always Listless was my favorite show of 2016. There, I said it. For me, it beat out Yuri on Ice, Mob Psycho 100, Hero Aka Season 1, Erased, Konosuba, holy shit Konosuba, Haikyuu Season 3, JoJo Part 4, Relife. Oh my god! So many good shows! It was a great year for anime, but fuck all those other shows because Tanaka-kun slipped under everyone's radar and nobody watched it. But with my new series, What About This Show?, I aim to talk about those forgotten or unwatched shows that nobody cares about. Tanaka-kun is Always Listless is a slice-of-life comedy about a guy named Tanaka who is the laziest person ever. He can't be bothered to do anything without any direct negative impact on himself. He's weak and scrawny and isn't interested in anything besides sleep. He spends his high school life with his best friend, Ota. Ota is more of Tanaka's caretaker than anything, carrying him from place to place, supervising him while grocery shopping, and often preparing food for him. He's tall and strong and looks kind of intimidating. He's the type of guy you imagine that probably doesn't have a lot of friends and hates working his job at Quiznos or something and has to go home only to watch his family fall apart while his mother gets abused by his alcoholic dad, and his only way to cope with it is by bullying the other kids at school because it's his only outlet in a life that keeps pushing him further and further down to the point of madness. But really, he's a nice guy. They make friends with their classmates who all have their own quirky personalities, like Miyano, a short, cutesy girl who wants to be more mature and begs Tanaka to take her on as an apprentice to show her how to be more listless. And Echizen, Miyano's best friend, who is a rough and tough delinquent that obsesses over cute things. There's also the student council representative, Shirashi, who is the most popular girl in school but hides the fact that she was once a weird loner throughout middle school. All these characters' personalities are integral to the theme of the show, which is to say that their characters demonstrate stereotypes in appearance or personality that they try to break through or learn to accept. While Tanaka is the protagonist, he muses on the fact that he wouldn't want to be the main character in any show because the responsibilities the plot would give him are too bothersome. He looks at Ota helping a kid get his ball out of a tree and the responses of the people witnessing him do that, and comes to the conclusion that Ota would be a better main character. In episode 8, Tanaka's name is messed up in the title card, but he's too lazy to care about what is an important aspect of his show. And oftentimes, Tanaka can be unwilling to help people in need or understand why people should care about. Even though he tries to be actively lazy, he also puts as much effort into it as he can. In episode 2, he wakes up early to go pray at a shrine for an uneventful day, telling Ota that he always needs to stay vigilant. And Ota often admires how much work and dedication Tanaka puts into being that lazy. When his friends need help, while Tanaka is reluctant to, he always comes through giving advice or trying to cheer people up. And by the end of the series, he realizes that he needs to keep his friends like Ota or he'd be really lonely. It's not your average stereotype, especially to the lengths Tanaka goes to, but the show deliberately pulls a bait and switch with his character. Ota as a character doesn't actively break through any stereotypes placed on him, but rather passively does it just by personality alone. People mistake him for being a scary guy, but he's sweet and caring. He's a lot like his childhood friend, Echizen, but ultimately she's a more interesting character. Much like Ota, Echizen is often mistaken as something she's not, a cold-hearted delinquent. But in reality, she's a thoughtful member of her community, going out of her way to help random people and even other delinquents. The only difference between the two is that Echizen tries to conform to her stereotype because that's the way she wants to be seen. In episode 3, Echizen and Miyano have a fight because Miyano baked Echizen a cookie that was way too cute to eat. Tanaka questions why she didn't just take a picture of it on her phone, and Echizen responds by saying she doesn't have a cell phone and that she's never heard of a delinquent girl carrying a smartphone. This type of attitude limits herself to experiencing things she can enjoy, like having cute pictures of things, and Tanaka ponders why she doesn't give up on that idea. Through the series, we see her almost come to terms with herself in moments that she shows vulnerability in, but because Tanaka would rather not learn about her character, yes, that is the legitimate reason he gives, then we don't see too many scenes where she's able to step outside of her stereotype. Echizen's arc as a character is an outlier in the show as a whole. Comparing her to Miyano and Shirashi, they have much clearer beginnings and ends to their progression, but completely juxtapose one another. Miyano is just a paragon of pluckiness. I mean, look how cute she is. I just want to give her a hug. But Miyano strives to be more mature through her personality. In episode 2, we meet Miyano when she hounds Tanaka into teaching her how to be listless. She wants to be more mature to impress someone that she likes, but her hardworking, go-getter attitude denies her the mindset required to be listless. Tanaka doesn't see this as a bad thing though, saying that if they already like you, then it shouldn't matter how you act, and presents the idea that it's better to crash and burn acting like yourself than being something you're not. That determines true friendship. Shirashi, much like Miyano, tries to change herself to impress the people around her, but where the two differentiate is how effective it is. Shirashi didn't have friends in middle school, so before she made it to high school, she devoted herself to improving her appearance, even though she finds it exhausting. When she's alone, she looks more normal, or how Tanaka puts it, less sparkly. She reminds me a lot of the character Yukino Miyazawa from Karekano. Yukino strives to be the perfect student in school, but in the comfort of her own home, she's the cockiest bitch on the block. Her struggle revolves around breaking that facade and accepting herself for who she is. Tanaka-kun has a different perspective on this, however. Yukino was using her status selfishly, while Shirashi was using her status for the betterment of others. Tanaka points out that even while trying to make herself better, she's also bettering the lives of those around her by being friendly and kind. She tries her absolute hardest to work around her appearance and break out of her old stereotype, but learns to compromise where she can by making sure she feels comfortable. There's something to say about how all these characters are treated, and it's really a shame that Tanaka-kun was skipped over by a lot of people. The way it subtly uses its characters to define stereotypes while making them feel human and fun is really commendable and refreshing for the type of show that it is. If you haven't seen this show, I hope you go check it out now, because it's definitely worth your time, and also, it's funny as fuck! If you liked the video, subscribe and hit the notification icon to stay up to date with all the new stuff I put out. Tell me some underrated shows you might want me to cover in the future in the comments below. Share the video around and go follow me on Twitter. Love and peace, everyone.